Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. We're on to number 15 in the Radiance range, which is the second film in the Cosa Nostra box set, and that is The Case is Closed, Forget It. And this time again we have Damiani directing Franco Nero, who is Venzi, a architect, a man of good repute who has seemingly, maybe, perhaps, possibly, might not have done a crime and is thrown into jail. And he's definitely a person that believes he doesn't belong there. He is wrongfully incarcerated in this system, fighting to be freed. Now, the movie doesn't focus too much on whether he did the crime or didn't do the crime. It's more about his experience within this system. This is primarily a one location film. We're set within this prison and we watch this character go through it.
Sì, certo, Vanzi, architetto. La gente sotto cielo impara a pronunciare i nomi.
Signor direttore.
Io un po' di colpo d'occhio ce l'ho. E lei non mi pareva un sanguinario assassino.
Well, we deal with corruption of guards, mafia people, intimidation, threats, violence. Pretty much everything that can possibly be done wrong in this place is being done wrong, and we see it through Venzi's eyes. And it's a really kind of astute performance here, because we have Venzi almost at the start of this one kind of floating through the prison life, a little bit like Tim Robbins' character in The Shawshank Redemption, as he is getting used to this environment.
Tu I sordi ce l'hai e coi sordi si fanno miracoli.
Io uscirò presto, sono qui per sbaglio.
E tutti stiamo qui per sbaglio, o del tribunale oppure nostro.
Getting used to what he can do, what he can't do, and dealing with the constant threats, antagonistic nature that people have in this world around him. And we get to meet some wonderful characters. We get to meet the corrupted guards, we get to meet the warden, we get to meet a lot of the prison inmates, some who are violent, some who are timid, some who are fighting against an unjust world, against insurmountable odds that they just cannot compete with. And you start to get a sort of build up of an indictment of power, wealth, corruption, the way the mafia interferes in almost everything, offering a smiling, helpful face, but with some nefarious undertones going along there.
Lei è l'esempio vivente di un'assurdità del nostro sistema giudiziario. Appena indiziato e subito sbattuto in mezzo a questa gente.
Venzi, played by Franco Nero, is wonderful. A character whom, like I said, you're never quite sure whether he did the crime or not. He's paying a price for it at the moment. He is in a situation where, basically, because of his position in the outside world, he's deemed as someone that's better than these people, regardless of the fact that they've all committed crimes. He is given a more prestigious idea by everyone else just simply because of his standing outside of these walls. As you see this paranoia creep into a lot of the characters, the violence that is there, that's done in an almost haphazard way. There is a brutal murder that is so measured and blasé that it can't help but shock.
Se non ce la fai, non guardare. Volta gli occhietti dall'altra parte, no?
In this one, which I felt was truly impactful. I really am enjoying these Damiani films because I find the way that he shoots, the way he lingers on his characters, the story that he's putting together shows a very assured hand at what he's doing, and this is another one that's really great, although there are some things that I don't like about it, but it's not the film, it's the actual story, and it's not a negative feeling of the story, it's just I don't like the message that the film's sending out, and it may be wholly appropriate of the time and the place and the systematic corruption that was going on. But just that ending with our character that we've spent all the time with just felt, yeah, well, it paints a picture of that character, but I don't think I particularly liked at the end of this one. You also get John Steiner in this, who is terrific as a kind of lethal murderer, a man without any kind of moral code whatsoever, who's great in this one.
Lo sai che cosa ho deciso? Una di queste notti, mentre dormi, ti ammazzo.
And you get Damiani as Nero's lawyer. It turns up in a sequence as well, which is really kind of fun. So moving on with the second film, terrific. I prefer The Day of the Owl. It's just a story I was more invested in. This one is good, really good. Let's just dive in, have a little look at some of the extras. Here we are, and the disc for The Case is Closed, Forget It. Let's go to the special features. First up we have Franco Nero. In this new interview with the star, Franco Nero, the actor, reflects on his time working on The Case is Closed, Forget It, the film's reception, and other aspects of his career, filmed exclusively for Radiance Films by Federico Cadeo, September 22, 14 minutes and 20 seconds. It's great having Nero on these discs explaining why he chose to do a role. In this one he talks about a couple of scenes that were really impactful for him and how he kind of disliked the main character that he was portraying here. Next up we have Enrique Bergier, Corrado Solari and Antonio Siciliano. In this archival documentary, assistant director Enrique Bergier, actors Corrado Solari and editor Antonio Siciliano discuss the making of The Case is Closed, Forget It, filmed in 2015. Great documentary. I like when they focus on a couple of people that worked on the movie. They talk about their experiences, second-hand stories of things that were going on. Great anecdotes to be had here. Next up we have Italy's cinematic civil conscience, an examination of the life and works of Damiano Damiani. Critic and fellow Scot Rachel Nisbet explores director Damiano Damiani's entire career, with the focus on the political messages within some of his films, his main themes and reoccurring obsessions, made exclusively for Radiance in January 23, and it's 35 minutes 29 seconds in length. Wonderful extra, especially after I had just finished the second movie in this set. I wanted to know more about the director, and this gives a really fantastic oversight of his entire career and left me with a list of things that I now need to check out. There is also the trailer, which is 3 minutes 13, and that's the extras for The Case is Closed, Forget It. So there we have it. The Case is Closed, Forget It. Number 15 in the Radiance line is another winner. It's absolutely magnificent. I'm going to move on to the last film in this set, but already this is one of the releases of the year. You need to pick this one up. I'll see you when I'm talking about the next film, How to Kill a Judge. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop your comments below about what you feel about this film, whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. There's more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program, manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.